Good evening. The hour of 6:30 p.m. having arrived, I will call to order this regular meeting of the Zoning Board of Adjustment. This meeting is being broadcast live on the City of Keene YouTube channel and the city website. The video is also posted on the city website by the end of the next business day, barring any technical difficulties. Anyone wishing to view a copy of the agenda and supporting materials will find it on the city website. To receive electronic copies of future agenda packets, please go to the homepage and subscribe to City Meetings email list. The public and other board members will be recognized to ask questions and make comments on the agenda item under discussion. After being recognized, all remarks are to be made through the chair. Anyone who wishes to address the board is asked to go to one of the microphones in the room and identify themselves by name and address prior to speaking. As a reminder, the minute taker is participating remotely this evening. Board members, please be sure to turn on your microphone when speaking. If the minute taker is unable to hear, they will ask that you speak louder or turn your microphone on. First order of business, roll call.
Richard Clow,
Here.
Edward Guyot, Tad Schrantz,
Here.
Adam Burke,
Here.
Zach Leroy.
Here.
So the first order of business would be to ask Zach Leroy to join us as a voting member tonight. He is normally an alternate, and we may or may not have Ed Guyot joining us. So the first up is to review previous meeting minutes. So has everyone had a chance to look at them, and are there any amendments or comments?
Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as written.
All right, the motion made by Mr. Schrantz. Second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Burke. And all those in favor, please signify. And that's 4 that are unanimous and none are opposed. So the meeting minutes are approved. Thank you. Do we have any unfinished business?
No, Mr. Chairman, no unfinished business.
All right, then we will move to our first and only hearing for the night. ZBA 2025-04. Petitioner Timothy Russett, represented by Jonathan Collado of HAD Architects, Inc., Rome, Georgia, requests an expansion of a non-conforming use for property located at 686 Court Street, tax map number 008-000-000, and is in the high-density district. The petitioner is requesting an expansion of a non-conforming use of a veterinary hospital per Article 26.7.1 of the zoning regulations. So I'd like to ask the staff any background information for us.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Evan Clements, planner. The subject parcel is an existing 4.2 acre lot located on the western side of Court Street, approximately 2,500 feet from the Chester Medical Center roundabout. The property abuts the Ashwellet River to the rear and contains an existing 7,106 square foot, one-story building that serves as the location of the Court Street Veterinary Hospital. Associated site improvements on the property include 2 street access points with driveways and a parking lot that wraps around the building with a total of 33 parking spaces. The existing non-conforming use of the property is a veterinary hospital, which is considered an animal care facility use per section 832B of the Land Development Code. The use is considered non-conforming as an animal care facility, as an animal care facility is not normally allowed in the high-density district. In 1984, the property received approval from the Zoning Board of Adjustment for a change of non-conforming use from a tree service business to a veterinary hospital. In 1989, the property received approval from the ZBA for an enlargement of a non-conforming use to build an addition. And in 2020, the property received another approval for an enlargement of a non-conforming use. Surrounding uses for the property include a child daycare center and with early childhood education to the west, The north includes multifamily residential, dentist office, and healthcare facility. East is mixed-use commercial and office. And to the south, on the other side of the river, is the manufactured housing park and some city-owned conservation land. So for application analysis, I have the definition of an animal care facility, which is an establishment that provides care for domestic animals, including veterinary offices, for the treatment of animals where such animals may be boarded indoors during their convalescence, and pet grooming facilities. An animal care facility does not include kennels or animal training centers. The parking requirements, if the board is inclined to approve this request this evening, will be met with the expansion. The zoning ordinance requires 3 parking spaces per 1,000 square feet of gross floor area. With the proposed addition, that would bring their demand up to 27 parking spaces. And like I said earlier, they currently offer 33 spaces on site. And the approval standards for this application this evening are 3 criteria. Such expansion or enlargement would not reduce the value of any property within the zoning district, nor otherwise be injurious, obnoxious, or offensive to the neighborhood. There will be no nuisance or serious hazard to vehicles or pedestrians, and adequate and appropriate facilities will be provided for the proper operation of the proposed use. And then if the board is so inclined to approve this request this evening, the recommended motion is as follows. Approve ZBA 2025-04 for the expansion of a non-conforming use for property located at 688 Court Street, tax map 228-008-000000, as shown on the plan identified as Court Street Vet Hospital, prepared by HDA Architects, Inc. at a scale of 1 inch equals 30 feet, dated May 5th, 2025, and in the application and supporting materials received on May 16th, 2025, with no conditions. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman. I'd be happy to answer any questions at this time.
Thank you. Does anyone on the board have any questions yet? All right, then I invite the applicant to come forward and address the board with your petition. Thank you.
Sit with you, Peter.
We sit here. Good evening. My name is Peter Hill. I am here in Jonathan Collato's stead. I'm the president of HDA Architects, all the way from Rome, Georgia. And we are delighted to talk with you tonight. We have a very important business in your community that we're helping bring into sort of a state of the art service delivery system. We feel like it's a win-win for both the animal hospital, but also for the community. The renovation that we're doing inside and the little addition that we're doing inside is going to allow some additional service, some very important therapy services, physical therapy for post-surgery animals in your community. We are also taking out a service that would be considered a very high-volume retail service, and that's grooming. So we're going to eliminate a certain amount of traffic through removal of the grooming service, and we're bringing in more medical-based services. We're adding some exam rooms so they can see a few more customers per hour, and we're adding a physical therapy facility with underwater treadmill and recovery area and that sort of thing. Doing a little bit of internal renovation back in the procedure area, and we're adding offices, some of the things that modern veterinary facilities really have to recruit and retain good staff, have offices for their doctors, have a break room, some of the other HR functions of the space. And that's really what it is. You've got an L-shaped building, and we're going to fill in the little notch of the L, and it's only 1,000 square feet of floor plane. We're doing it on 2 floors, but so it's a very small addition. The part of the building that's closest to the road, no part of the building will be any closer than that, so we're not encroaching any closer to the road than it already exists on the site. And we're kind of squaring off the building. From a context and massing standpoint, like so many buildings in small town America, it was built as a very small building, and then it was added onto, and it was added onto, and added onto. So we have quite the choices of building materials and styles that we could pick from. In fact, I think there's sliding windows, there's casement windows, there's projection windows, there's hung windows, and there's fixed windows. Everything that we put in new will have sort of a homogeneous fixed window appearance, again, for modern building sciences that we're doing today. And we're keeping the siding element, the sort of New England style siding and cornice, soffit, fascia detail. We're bringing that element forward just as it exists right now. So what you see in the front is just really going to come towards you a little bit. There's a low roof to the right that we're not going to tamper with. And then we're gentrifying the building a little bit. We're moving the front entrance to the front of the building instead of the side. We're adding a covered area with stone trim, stone elements to make it the focal point. And we're putting some heavy timber framing in the peak of the gables. So we're bringing the whole thing out, but we're creating a focal point on the front, bringing the siding around using the same materials that are already there. So,
Thank you. That sort of addressed the first criteria and the second criteria. But if you could just briefly hit 1, 2, and 3 for us, and then we'll have some discussion points.
can you tell me what those are?
Sure. The first, number 1, was such expansion or enlargement would not reduce the value of any property within the zoning district, nor otherwise be injurious, obnoxious, or offensive to the neighborhood. Thank you.
Yeah, I did have this. I didn't realize what you were referring to. Yeah, this is going to be a betterment to the property. It's going to be a betterment to the neighbors and the community. We're really improving the current look. Is if you've seen the facility, again, there's brick, there's concrete block, there's siding, and we're going to unify that by bringing the siding around, hiding part of the concrete block. The existing brick that's there will remain, and then it'll just be the siding and then the stone element and the focal point element. So as far as injurious to neighbors, we feel like this is truly a betterment to the property and the neighbors, neighborhood. And the second one, is that the larger lobby and reception? Is that what you're looking at?
The second one was there will be no nuisance or serious hazard to vehicles or pedestrians.
Okay. Making no change to the site. Fundamentally, the parking lot's not changing. We're actually making the building handicap accessible by putting in the new entrance. Again, it's going to be a betterment to anybody who has a mobility impairment. They'll be able to get in the front door barrier-free. Right now, all the other entrances have a step of some sort, and they have to come and bring a ramp for somebody either in a wheelchair or somebody who can't make the step. So in that case, it's again, we feel like it's a betterment to their clients and their staff if anybody were mobility impaired. And does that answer the second one, you think? Okay.
Sure.
So, and what was the third one?
The third one is adequate and appropriate facilities, i.e. water, sewer, streets, parking, etc., will be provided for the proper operation of the proposed use.
Absolutely. The new area that we're adding is not a significant demand, either on water or sewer. I think it's just a few sinks that we're adding in the exam rooms. Everything else is already existing. We'll have a little bit more electrical demand. Part of the building was run on propane, and we're going to get rid of that as a dual fuel source and be all electric. So capacity is very, very small.
Thank you. Does anyone on the board have any questions for the applicant?
Thank you.
You made a lot of mentions and referenced the facade, and do you have any renderings of the elevations?
I do.
Oh, okay.
Would you like to see one? Can I show
Yeah,
you?
yeah. More out of curiosity than anything, but
Yeah.
because you made
Let
it
me,
sound beautiful,
I
but
brought 'em with me.
would like to know what it's going to look like from the street.
Okay. So if I can, here's just a three-dimensional rendering. So this gable element and this flat
Thank you.
element here are they exist now, and they're about 15 feet, 30 feet back. So that's what we're bringing forward is this gable element and this cornice here. And then we're adding the focal point of this entrance here with these heavy timber sort of appointments on it. And I've got an elevation a little further back that's just a pure elevation of the front that I think I can show you. So I'm not turn straight to it. Okay, here we go. Here, so you can see this gable element here is what's going to come forward. This will be the new focal point. And then this wall here, again, is the same material, this sort of New England style steep roof, 12-inch soffit, bird box type cornice detail is going to be repeated. And then we're going to have the stone entrance here. This is the existing brick that will remain, and the windows will all be fixed, all the new windows. And again, there's the back. This is the side of the building where there is block. This is an overhead door that we're going to put in, just a glass wall. And this goes into the physical therapy portion where if somebody needs to come in that. This will also be a barrier-free entrance. So if somebody's coming in with a dog that's either on a little carrier or a scooter, they'll be able to get through there barrier-free.
Thank you for
So-
sharing that.
You're very welcome. Does anybody else like to see? Can I show you guys? Yeah, so two things. Here's the 3D portion, and this plane here was pushed back to that line right there. So we're bringing this plane out to be aligned with this other plane, and we're just keeping the siding, keeping the cornice. We're adding the gables with the heavy timber here. We have the stone entrance as a focal point, and the people who park on the side over here will come in the front door here. Using the same, building materials and finishes, and this is just a true elevation looking at the front of how it's going to come out. And what you see now is, without this, sans this, you see the same elements. They're just about 20 feet further back into the building, creating this notch that we're filling in this far right here. I don't have a dimension on it, but... So that's really it. It's a very minor addition. Most of the work is being done internally, to bring the services that they need. So,
Thank you. Any other questions from the board? All right. I would like to invite anyone who is opposed to provide public comments. Seeing none. Anyone in support providing public comments? Okay. No need to respond to public comment. All right. Let us close the public hearing. Oh, yes, sir.
I apologize, Mr. Chairman. I just want to note for the record that I handed 2 pieces of paper from the applicant's own application to provide as reference for their presentation. So just
Thank
set
you.
the record straight on that.
All right. Then let us close the public hearing and go into some discussion about the application. So do I have thoughts on it at this point?
Yeah, I'll start. Based on the 3 criteria that have been laid out for the nonconformance, the presentation really addressed any concerns that I might have about the project, and everything seems to fit within the zoning ordinance. So I don't have any questions or additional comments.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would agree. The application meets all 3 approval standards, so I have no concerns with the application itself.
I agree. I feel there's minimal impact, if any, to Court Street and the surrounding areas. Is same usage, same traffic patterns, everything. It's even going to be improved aesthetically from the street.
I agree with all of those. Normally, we would talk about each one of the questions, but honestly, they're all so closely interrelated that I don't think we need to discuss it, although we will vote on each of those, just so everyone knows. All right. If that seems to be all, I would like to entertain a motion from someone.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion That is to approve ZBA 2025-04 for the expansion of a non-conforming use for property located at 686 Court Street, tax map number 228-008-000-000, is shown on the plan identified as Court Street Vet Hospital, prepared by HDA Architects Incorporated at a scale of 1 inch equals 30 feet, dated May 5th, 2025, and in the application and supporting materials received on May 16th, 2025, with no conditions.
And do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All right, so that was Mr. Schrantz and then Mr. Leroy seconded that. Thank you. All right, let us go through our 3 criteria, voting on those. So our first criteria is, going back to that, such expansion or enlargement would not reduce the value of any property within the zoning district, nor otherwise be injurious, obnoxious, or offensive to the neighborhood. All in favor? That's unanimous. Number 2, there will be no nuisance or serious hazard to vehicles or pedestrians. All in favor? Again, unanimous. Number 3, adequate and appropriate facilities, i.e. water, sewer, streets, parking, etc., will be provided for the proper operation of the proposed use. All those in favor? And going back to our main motion to approve ZBA 2025-04 for the expansion of the non-conforming use for property located at 686 Court Street, tax map number 228-008-000-000, as shown on the plan identified as Court Street Vet Hospital, prepared by HDA Architects Inc. at a scale of 1 inch equals 30 feet, dated May 5th, 2025, and in the application and supporting materials received on May 16th, 2025, with no conditions. All those in favor, please. And again, it is unanimous. Thank you all very, very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Do we have any additional, I don't have my agenda in front of me, additional items from the staff?
I've got some updates. So first of all, the second Future Summit, the celebration and unveiling of the draft master plan is taking place tomorrow from 5 to 7 p.m. at Heberden Hall at the library. Highly recommend coming to attend. There's going to be food, CC&D's catering. We've got a brief presentation, some activities, a chance to go over the draft plan and do a final round of prioritization on what goals we're going to start working on first. And there'll be a raffle at the end. We've got childcare available, so it's going to be fun. We've got I think somewhere between 50 and 60 people already registered for it. So we're hoping for about 70, but we'll definitely take more. So yeah, so that's that.
Quick question for you. If we want to go and we haven't registered, is that something we need to do, or can we just show up?
You just show up. You can register if you want to. KeenMasterPlan.com. It's not required. We'll make you sign in again to find out who actually was there. So some people who registered won't come, and some people will come who don't register. It's not a big deal. If you are thinking about utilizing the childcare, giving us a heads up beforehand would be helpful, though.
Is it something that you should be there right at 5, or is it something you can just kind of come in at 6 and?
I think you can kind of come in whatever.
Come and go as you please.
4:30 is when we're start accepting kiddos. It's the Cheshire.
I don't mean the kid part. I mean just
Oh yeah,
for
yeah,
information
yes,
purposes.
yes. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Yeah. So the presentation is at the beginning, and then there's going to be a bunch of different stuff set up to walk around, grab a bite to eat, ask some questions, look at some posters. It's a master plan, so the planners are involved. So there's going to be sticky notes and dots and all that kind of fun stuff. So so yeah, if you can just make the latter half, come on in. That's fine too. Not a problem.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, and then Cheshire Children's Museum is doing the daycare. They've got an activity all figured out for the kids. It's going to be pretty cool. Let's see, what's next? The board data collection, that's actually coming along pretty well. We've only looked back, I think, a year or so. So it's definitely, for now, it's just gonna be something that we're gonna keep track of moving forward. Maybe if I ever get more than like 5 minutes to rub together, I'll try to go back and do a little more historical analysis. But at least for now, we've got something set up so we know what data will be collected. And so I will send that out. We'll see, maybe before the next meeting. We'll see how that goes. But sooner rather than later, just so everybody can see what we've got so far and where we're moving forward on that. And then the annual city council report is going to be in July. City council is hoping for either a letter or, this is more directed at you, Rich, if you want to go to a meeting and give a presentation in person, that's an option too. So maybe I'll get you that data tracking sheet sooner rather than later, just to kind of give an explanation for what's been going on with the board and stuff like that. So,
Sure, we can get together on that.
yeah, cool. That's all I have.
Well, I'll put a plug for the Southwest Region Planning Commission annual meeting, which is also tomorrow night. Not very good planning. There has nowhere near as interesting a discussion topics, basically presenting what we did for the year and having a Monadnock Planner of the Year award. A very broad designation, so. Also 5 to 7. So I know where I will be, unfortunately. But thank you for the updates. Anything else from the board? All right, there being no business to continue with, I adjourn the meeting. Thank you.